Yeah, Phil's definitely disguised his hand very well here.
Well, Phil checks again, action over to Gus Hansen. And he bets.
The time? It's just about that. 7,700.
And Gus Hansen's going to bet 7,700.
Cool.
Dwan gets out of the way, and you get a call from Ivy. Pot is now $25,100 to the river. Hansen is drawing dead.
Queen.
And how does Phil Ivy extract the most value? Well, he's going to check it.
Did anybody get Phil? Anybody find him? We don't have to pay the bounty or what? We're drawing dead? Did anybody call him, text him? Somebody texted him and said, we're willing to pay money for him to get back here. He might come.
Yeah, you could have just found him and said, hey, I'll give you $1,000 and then collected $1,000 yourself.
Text him and said there's 10,000 sitting on the table for him to come play the next hour and a half.
I'm only giving him 1,000.
There's 3, 4, there's 7 of us. That's 1,000. I'll put up the other 3. Yeah,
oh, whoa. There you go.
We'll get 10,000.
All right, if Patrick will give 5,000, I'll give 5,000.
Yeah, just somebody text him and say there's 10,000 sitting on the table between everybody. If he comes back and plays the next hour and 40 minutes.
If everybody gives him 5,000, he'll be almost even. Right?
No.
No, 5,000 each is too much.
More.
If we give him 2,000 each, that'd be 14,000, and that would be worth an hour and a half, for sure.
Well, he's making the value bet.
You know his ego wouldn't be able to say no to that.
No, his ego
answered
wouldn't.
the
That's
phone.
what I'm saying. Somebody text him and say that we're giving him 2,000 each to get back here.
Phil's calling very quickly. I don't blame him. He hasn't got a very strong 10. What's he going to get called with off Gus?
Pair of 4s.
And Phil takes down another pot.
I think he's played that hand very cunningly.
And look at this leaderboard here. Phil Ivy now up over $500,000. He is an absolute monster at this table. Mattisau still up over $132,000. Phil Hellmuth, he's AWOL, and he's down $306,000.
There are some cool heads gambling some big pots here at the FullTiltPoker.net $1 million cash game. So let's hand you straight back to your commentators, Gary Jones and David Tuckman.
He got this super power cement that was flowing in from, what's that planet that Superman used to be on before it got blown up? No, Kryptonite. No, what was the name of the planet? Krypton. Planet Krypton. He got that cement from planet Krypton, and he's got that glued in there. And the only time when he has those losing days is when somebody puts kryptonite in front of his computer.
600 to play. Toss. 600 something.
Button in front of Phil Ivy. Up over $500,000.
Cool. I call.
Phil Ivy, how does he do it? Well, let's get to this first. David Benjamin with the Cowboys.
Just limping.
Nice.
Hoping for a raise from somewhere so we can re-raise it. Cool. No one's obliging right now. And let's see if he's going to like the flop. Patrick Antonius hasn't decided not to raise yet. Oh, he's reaching for his chips.
Well, Benjamin's going to like this. Patrick raises here out of the big blind with Jack 8.
I think he's just trying to get something working. Patrick's been very quiet all night. Doesn't think anyone's got anything with all the limpers from such aggressive players. He's about to find out that's not necessarily the case.
All in 3.
And sure enough, you get the re-raise here.
Raising 12.
From Benjamin.
That's probably going to get rid of the rest of the players.
15 total. 15.
Patrick Antonius is going to regret that 3,000 pot.
12,000 also.
Pot now $21,700, and it's $12,000 more to Antonius.
Toss.
And is this just one of those cases where you go, oops, and just toss your hand in the muck? Or do you think that maybe Benjamin is making a move if you're in Antonius' spot?
Well, you've got to appreciate these two boys are very, very deep. Patrick Antonius with over 500,000 in front of him, and David Benjamin with over 300,000 in front of them. So he might feel if he catches the right flop, he could get a lot of chips here. but still, for me the 12,000's too much, and I'd be mucking it.
Of course, he is playing this hand out of position against a very, very tough opponent in David Benjamin. And he's going to call this.
He's going to call it. He's going to take a chance, see if he can catch some of the flop.
Pot is now $33,700 to the flop.
That was pretty ruthless, man.
That was pretty ugly. There were no set just like Ace King, no.
Well, not much there for Antonius, but of course Benjamin has pretty much closed them out. He's got a set of kings.
Introduce yourself, you know.
I think David's going to be hoping that Patrick's got some sort of medium to strong ace, and I think he just wants to keep betting this one.
I said to him, I said, you know what, John, I'll be honest with you. I said,
No real point in slow playing this one, is there?
No, I think if you, in this kind of a spot, you're just kind of hoping your opponent's got some of it.
honestly, God, I swear, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
17,000.
About half the pot.
Everybody went to book me guys until someone finally did.
Desperately trying to leave Patrick Antonius in this pot. Don't go anywhere is what David's screaming. But he can't get himself a customer, and he's going to take this one.
And Benjamin, finally something going right for him. Patrick Antonius still can't figure it out. And we take a look at the leaderboard here. Phil Ivey up over $500,000. He's got $1.3 million in front of him. Patrick Antonius, down $238,000. You got to give him credit, though. He has not steamed, has not lost control. And of course, Phil Hellmuth, still AWOL, down $306,000.
I lost 380 in one session playing against the two worst Omaha 8 or better players in history, 1 and 2000. Anybody know who them two were?
And I'm playing on mine. There's like 6 tables of 2-4. And I got down
1,200 supposed.
What'd you lose?
380.
Playing 2 and 4,000?
1 and 2.
How'd you play?
Well, I never won a hand.
If it's 380, you should try 2-4. At least you can win.
I mean, when you just never win one hand out of like 472,000 hands dealt.
You were just unlucky, probably.
Patrick Antonius on the button, looks like he's reaching for some chips, and it's a raise from him. I think that was 5,000 to play.
My Z game. And I don't have a Z game.
And that makes it 4,700 to John Joanda. He's gone.
Nah, I guess your game starts at D.
No, like David Benjamin, he has a Z game. Gus has a Z game.
38.
I don't know if Durr has a Z game. Durr's definitely got a D and an F.
On the internet?
I got a D. But I don't know if I have an A. I have a lot. I'm more of a C and a B.
I don't know 24 hours. The most I've been stuck is 1.9 in a session. But that lasted longer than 24 hours. But that session doesn't count because I got even.
I mean, how good a poker player can you? I mean, can you imagine this game to get stuck 1.9 and then get even? I mean, can you? What?
I didn't get. I think I lost like 200.
But what was the limit to even get close to
I
even?
felt good. That was a beautiful minus.
The bet 10,000 from Patrick Antonius.
What was the steal up?
Cool.
And Ivey's going to call this. Pot is now $32,800.
I remember that session. I think I remember that session. He ended up playing Chow and Sammy.
Turn card 2.
Well, no help there, but Antonius is now open-ended. He can catch an ace or a 6. That's not a club. He has 6 outs.
I'm talking to Justin.
Oh, is he here?
He's here. We're talking about a week ago, and I go.
Might take this opportunity to take the free card. He's also possibly thinking if Phil's got a big club in his hand, if he bets now, it gives him the opportunity to also bet on the river and maybe take the pot.
He had to shoot 48,000 games.
Lots of people have
in
beaten
the
game.
He lost $1,000,001.
In 2.5
These two players combined for more than $1.8 million.
Right? But 2 days later, I had won 2.1.
Phil Ivey with the lion's share of it, though.
2.1 back. 2 days.
And he decides to try to make the semi-bluff here. Do you like the play?
I don't think there's much wrong with it. It also add a lot of mystery to his hand if he does catch the ace, for instance, or the 6 on the river. It's very unlikely Phil's going to give him that hand. Phil doesn't really know what he wants to hit.
Well, Ivy's called this. Pot is now nearly 80,000. There's the deuce of clubs. Antonius can barely beat the board. Phil Ivey, of course, with the flush.
Phil's checked it. He's left it with Patrick to make the decision. Does he want to keep betting?
Well, it's an automatic check for Phil Ivey, obviously. Pot is $78,800. Action on Patrick Antonius. And what are some of the thoughts that are running through his head right now? As he is down nearly $250,000.
He also knows if he checks, he can't win the pot. There's not a hand he can beat. He has the worst hand right now in the 4-7 of hearts.
I'm just saying.
No, but I know what you're saying.
So a check is basically, here's 78,800, Phil. But you can't lose any more money with a check. And that's what he's decided. Phil's going to win this one with the 8 of clubs.
Flush, queen, 8 high. Pass.
And Phil Ivey adds to his ever-growing stack.
What did Superstar show again?
When you're on a roll, you're on a roll.
Well, I'm afraid that is where we're going to have to leave it for now from the Full Tilt Poker.net $1 million cash game. But do join us again next time when we find out which one of these poker legends will emerge victorious to lift the Season 3 trophy. At the moment, the smart money is on Phil Ivey, but of course it can all change in just one hand. We'll see you again next time. But from all of us, it's bye for now.